Hey everybody, and welcome to Super Comic Fun Time. I'm Douglas and I'll be your host for this brand new show I'm creating. It's called Breakout. Now this show is going to deal with these cubes. You can see some there, and these cubes of comic books that I got from half-price books, usually for $10, sometimes a little more. This is the latest one I got, and I just wanted to break it out, so that's why I'm doing this show. This one, when I saw it, I saw this side is like Guardians of the Galaxy. I thought, oh, that's kind of good, but I turned it over, and it's the Shadow Batman. This is a current year one. I heard Razorfist do a review of this one and give a bit of history of Batman and the Shadow, and how a lot of Batman comes from a shadow story, a specific shadow story. Not that any of it stays in my mind, but it was a very interesting history lesson. So I would just Google Razorfist, or on YouTube search for Razorfist and the Shadow, or Razorfist and Batman. So I thought that was very interesting, and then when I got this home, I looked, and this one here is a Loot Crate exclusive. Not that I pay much attention to the value of comic books, but it'd be fun if that one actually turned out to be worth something, which, it's just always kind of a fun thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tilt the camera down a little bit and find where that's a little too far away. Let's see if we can tilt it just a little bit more, where I still have some power to see what I am doing. The other thing is I have to talk loud because I am not using my headset, because I need to be able to free to move around. So anyways, we're going to start. So I don't know, I just think it's cool. It's like hard to open this. It feels so good them being in the cubes, but I can feel that some of them are really anxious to get out. They've probably been trapped inside here a long time. Not these, but I guess that's kind of biblical. The first shall be last, and the last shall be first. So let's figure out how to untape this. I don't like to damage things too much either, which is probably wrong of me. Probably everything, I don't know, needs to be damaged. Anyways, I remember when I was a kid in high school, and our library had some paperbacks of the Shadow, and I thought it was fascinating because at that time you couldn't really find the radio shows. Now you can find the Shadow radio shows all over the internet. Some of them are really good, some of them aren't all that good. Razorfist for Halloween did, I guess it was a lost script. He got a bunch of YouTubers together, and they did they produced a episode of the Shadow, and it was really good. It was one of the better stories that I've heard since I've been listening to those old radio shows, and I've always had a fascination with that. In my youth, first I would go to bed listening to top 40 music, but then CBS Radio Mystery Theater would come on when I was like close to being a teen, or maybe I was a teen, and that show was really good. It was hosted by E.G. Marshall, and this creaking door would welcome you into stories of mystery and the macabre. And it was a great deal of fun. A lot of times they weren't necessarily scary, but sometimes they were. Sometimes, like, I look at a car and there's a description of this lady being haunted, and she thinks she sees the ghost of somebody in the reflection of a car window, and sometimes I'm walking past a car, especially in the fall, and I actually see something like that. So here we are. So here's the one that really got me to buy this, the Batman Shadow. I'm very excited to read this one. So let's just flip a couple of pages there. Whoops. Yeah, this is not the ideal setup for this. So so I have a love of the Shadow, and probably even more than Batman, because I didn't really read DC Comics, like I say over and over again, when I was a kid. So I really enjoyed those the novels I did read, which was probably only 2 or 3 of them, especially the first one. The first one was very good, so it'll be nice to see Batman and the Shadow. So let's see what this is. Robin, and this one is $1, so this is probably like late 80s. Okay, so yeah, I kind of expected that. It's like they put some really interesting ones. Let's see if I can zoom in a little bit. Let's see, am I doing anything? I don't know that I'm doing anything. Okay. Yeah, nothing's happening. Okay, so let's just keep going. Let's just see what we got here. Just flip through anything interesting. So 2 Robins, M&M's. Wow. Oh, it's Marvel Custom. Celebrate M&M's with Marvel. 75 years. Let's see. Avengers, Earth's Mightiest Superheroes. Let's see. That's kind of a wacky thing. Wacky advertisement. Ooh, another Avengers. So this one. Another Avengers. Uncanny X-Men. Okay, X-Men Wolverine. Strangest Heroes of All. This is Marvel now. So when was this? Like 2015? Or no. That was all new, all different Marvel 2015. This is 2013. Okay, Wolverine. Another Avengers. This is a big one. November 96. Huh. Looks very interesting. Got milk with the Hulk on there. Another Wolverine. What is this? Justice League International. Wow, $4.99. Now, I read that one book over the summer. I didn't like it that good, but this one is a much more recent one. This is from 2012. What's this one? Brightest Day. Okay, I've read this. I actually enjoyed this. I've got the Comixology set. Justice League Lost Generation. Let me just look here. Let's see. Johns, Tomasi, Reese, Gleason, Clark, and Prado. Okay. And this one is Wink, Griffin, Dagnino, and Fernandez. So that's another Brightest Day, Generation Lost. So this must be like a tie-in series. The Event. I remember when that show was on. I watched maybe 2 or 3 episodes. Not very good. Legion of the Superheroes. Man, they sell a lot of milk, these comic books do. $2.99. So when would that have been? Like 2005? Something like that. So Red Robin. Tim Drake. Yeah. Okay, here we go. We've got Justice League Frozen Novelties. That's the ad on the back, and it's another Robin. Year 1 later. Don't know this series at all. Oh, here we go. After Watchmen, what's next? Huh. Preacher, special edition. Oh, that's kind of cool. I've read the first volume of Preacher, and I've got a few more of them. I don't know if I got the whole run of that one. Another Robin. This is a very Robin-centric pack. Okay, another Robin. Ooh, The Stand. Stephen King's The Stand. Stephen King's The Stand, Captain Tripp's hardcover. March 2009. Now, I've seen this book in my, this book here, The Stand, like the big graphic novel. You know, I read that book when I was a kid. I had to check it out of the library twice. I think we had like 3 weeks. So what is this one? Marvel Mixtape. So we've got Black Panther, Spider-Man, Agents of Atlas, and War of Kings, and Secret Warriors. Huh. That could be a very interesting one, huh? Here's Spider-Man. I don't know if I should be flipping through these more. I don't want to, like, bore people. Just kind of, this looks like a very interesting one. When was this one from? Convention exclusive. Ooh, that's kind of cool. That's what I like about these grab bags. You never know what you're going to get. Excalibur. X-Men No More. So this is number 58 of Excalibur. I've heard about this series. I might have read 1 or 2 issues, especially if they were part of Onslaught or Age of Apocalypse. So, yeah, that should be a good one. What's this one? Oh, another Brightest Day. Will Deadman wield the White Lantern? Wield the White Lantern. Shouldn't it be, wield the White Lantern? That confuses me. Don't you wield the ring and the Lantern charges it. Anyways, I think he was a White Lantern for a couple of minutes in that book. The Living End, Nature's Cruelest Hoax. Wow. And that's not an advertisement? No, the advertisement's on the back. What is this book? Dead Fish Comics, the single comic book ever. Wow, this looks really good. If I'm dead, then why am I still alive? Let's just flip through this one a little bit. Okay, it's a black and white one. Huh. This is going to be a fun one. Maybe this will be the next from the pile, even though I've got like another one, one called Vox I've wanted to read. So yeah, that looks pretty good. Well, I'm going to just set that one aside. I want to look at that one later. Let's see, Sega. I've never read Sega. I think I bought the one for 50 cents that came out this year. So Fatale, Ed Brubaker. I see this for sale on Comixology all the time. I think Ed Brubaker had a very popular Captain America run, which, you know, I've only been back into comics for a couple of years. So, you know, I don't know all these people. I am the consummate outsider's outsider. Ooh, this looks kind of cool. What issue is this? It's #1, so I can just jump in and figure out what's going on. That should be good. It's an Image comic. Huh. I've always been curious about that. Brubaker sounds like a classic, like, film noir writer. Whether he is or not, I don't know. But I guess I will find out. What is this one? Roddenberry Presents. Huh. 19 Days. Missing. 1935. Huh. Huh, sorry for stopping it. This looks like a very interesting one too. So, let's see. It's Archaea, Black Label. Roddenberry Presents. Huh. Let's look at this one for a second. Let's look at the publishing. So this is from 2011. Written by Phil Hester, David Marquez, Digicor, Troy Petrie, and Dale Keenan. Well, let's look at this. Huh. So, nice artwork. Have no idea what it's about, but I'm going to give it a look. That reminds me, I should be getting a couple of independent books lately that I supported the Kickfunder on, or Kickstarter. One will be Zombie with a Shotgun 2, and I forgot the name of the other one, but that'll be fun when those finally come. Very cool. I'm going to put that one aside too. Oh, look, even on the back, all the numbers. This kind of reminds me of that movie Missing. Now, that movie wasn't very good, but I did like the premise. And, you know, they could have made a good movie out of it. So let's put that there as a possible Booster Gold. That's very interesting. Is that, Blue Beetle, Booster, oh boy. I don't know if that's supposed to be the guy who killed, yeah, what is his name? Oh well, I can never remember things when I'm, oh, DeMatteis, it's Griffin, DeMatteis, Batista, and Perrotta. Booster Gold's an interesting character. I mostly just know him from, you know, Infinite Crisis and the follow-up, the very excellent follow-up 52. So we'll look at that one. We won't put that aside because, what is this? JSA All-Stars, City of the Gods. Let's see. Well, this one could be interesting. There's Power Girl. And yeah, I need to read a lot more JSA. I don't know very much about JSA, except I think they're like the really old timers. I confuse them with the guys who come from the future. I did, you know, like back in the day when I was like just getting out of comic books, I started to expand into DC, and I was lucky enough to read the Superman annual that, what's his name, Ellen Moore had done the very famous story for The Man Who Has Everything, and I read that at the time, and that's one of the few stories I've read at the time. And then I bought the World Without Superman a few years ago, and that story was included in there. What did I say, World Without Superman? No, Whatever Happened to the Man of Tomorrow. And then, of course, they used that story, you know, for The Man Who's Everything for Supergirl, and I think they just screwed it up. I think that should have been like a second or third season. You know, let us know the character, and then you don't really, I mean, everything that happens in Krypton just happens in one room. So I thought that was a wasted opportunity. You know, it was cool that they used it, but use use it well. So what is this one? Oh, The Outsiders. Okay, that looks the Chemical Rampage. I remember him from I think Crisis on Infinite Earths, but it could be Zero Hour 2 that I remember the gas guy from, or whatever he is, chemical guy. Okay, let's keep moving. Adventure Comics. Superboy and the Legion of Superheroes. That's the one from the future. So JSA is the guys from the past. I think Wildcat was one of them, right? Wildcat confused me because he always seemed to die in the crises. Like he seemed to die in Crisis on Infinite Earths, and then a female took over for him, and then I guess they never did anything with that. And then I think he died again in Zero Hour. I was very confused by that, if I'm remembering it correctly. But I enjoyed Zero Hour, but so yeah, okay, that's a little look at there. Let's see here. Batman versus Superman. What is this? Vote for your favorite. Toonami.com. So this is an older book, I think. Oh, this is a very beat up book. I think I got this free on Comixology. It looks like it's damaged. The staple's off. But yeah, I've seen this. I mean, I think I've got this in my Comixology that I got for free there. So that's interesting. I wonder when it was from. Greg Rucka. Let's see. Yep, the actual price is 10 cents. Somebody really loved this book. Okay, this is from 2002. So yeah, it's Batman versus Superman, but it's not the movie that came out last year. I really got to see that. I saw Justice League, and I think I keep mentioning that I'm torn on it. Congratulations, Brandon Johnson Kubanki. Brandon knows that milk has 9 essential nutrients. So, like, yeah, what is this with superheroes pushing milk? I used to like milk a lot myself, but, you know, sometime in the early 90s, ooh, this is a cover that flips open, but it's just an ad. So Toy Story, so here we know we're around like at least 95 or something like that. What does this say? 2000. So yeah, did Toy Story 2 come out in 2000? I'm not sure. What is this book? Oh, Gambit. Okay. So I think this might have been when Gambit is declining. I don't really see him much, featured much anymore, but then I guess the X-Men aren't doing that well, in the comic books at least. Which is a shame. I really loved the X-Men when I was a kid, and I think I told you before that I read, that looks like an interesting one, Zenoscope, Grim Tales of Terror. Ooh, looks like a spider behind him, Web of Deceit. I like horror comic books. I'm still waiting for House of Secrets to come out. But anyways, what was I saying? Oh yeah, is like I read the Epic Collection, the Second Genesis. That was a good book. If you didn't read the X-Men in the old days, I would say the first story is really slow, and it's just like getting the team together. And then the second story, you know, by the third story, everything starts to come together, and they're pretty much recognizable as the X-Men I knew and loved growing up. I started with the whatever issue the Dazzler came in, and I only bought the book. I kind of avoided X-Men because I thought it was like X-Man, like he used to be a man, now he's a mutant or something like that. I didn't know what it was, so I would ignore it, and I was a big Spider-Man fan, and I didn't like team superhero books. I don't know why. I think it's like I just had an assumption that if they were Doc Frankenstein, this is a very heavy book. I just had the assumption that if they were in a team book, then they couldn't support themselves like Spider-Man could. Spider-Man didn't need to be in a team book. He would be in team-ups, but one of my favorite team-ups was him in the Not Ready for Primetime Players. I wish I still had that book. That was a fun book. So this book is, yeah, I don't know what this is, Doc Frankenstein, but I will check it out. Burly Man Comics, or Burly Man Entertainment. So yeah, that's like everybody who says Superman wears his underwear on the outside, that's not true. He's wearing trunks. I guess that guy's not wearing a leotard, but they used to wear leotards to show off their muscles, and then they wore trunks in order to protect their private parts. But everybody, so yeah, here's some artwork, I guess. So this will be an interesting book to look at. I'm not going to put it aside. I'm going to put this one aside. I'm going to put the Eerie aside because I like horror books, so maybe I can get to that one sooner. What's next? Vertigo. Losers. I don't know anything about this book. That could be fun, though. Hellblazer. I've got a few Hellblazer books in my queue. We're getting on 20 minutes. Let's go. Gum commercial on the back. What is this one? Dial H, the most unlikely hero. Oh, that sounds interesting. That looks like a scary book. Yeah, it looks like it's a horror comic. Looks kind of cool. Huh. Have to see how that goes. And what's this one? The Mighty Crusaders, #2, October 2010. Don't know anything about that except that it's pre-New 52 because that was 2011. So, yeah. Oh, were the Crusaders like Uncle Sam and those guys? I don't even know. Like, I remember when I saw Uncle Sam, I had no idea who that was. But I guess, was he a Charlton comic? I guess he was like somebody that DC acquired the rights to and never used, except they show up in every crisis. Batman and the Shadow. Oh, another one. What year is this one from? This year, July 17. Now, the cover's a little damaged. I should put that other Batman book aside. Did I do that? Oh, I did. Put it aside, so I guess I got the first 2 issues of Batman in the Shadow. Now, that is something. I'm very excited about that. Is it like a 4-issue miniseries? I don't know, but I'm glad I got them. Glad I got them for like $10 with everything else in here. Sons of Anarchy. I've never seen that show. You know, I don't really watch TV that much anymore. I watch Stranger Things and I watch movies. What is that? That's a memetic. The meme will kill you. 20 October 4. We are boom. Huh. That sounds like an interesting book, especially considering the meme wars that are always going on. Oh, that's another Sons of Anarchy. Oh, there's the guy, Snake Plissken. Escape from New York and the even better movie, Escape from L.A. Wow, this is another... The Snake is back, December 2014. So, who is that? Boom Studios. Oh, that's another Sons of Anarchy. What is this one? Dead to Rights, Retribution. Okay, that's another What's Next? Great graphic novels you should be reading. Ex Machina, special edition. Very cool. Very cool. This one was $1. Wildstorm.com. I don't know Wildstorm. But there's a lot I don't know. I could say I don't know. So that looks kind of fun. I'm going to not put that in the list so it doesn't get too big. So like a list is, I mean a set aside is good if it's like exclusive. Batman Extra Challenges map. So this is like, is it Arkham Asylum or something? Don't know. Don't really play games. Oh, here's Vertigo. What's Next? Great graphic novels you should be. So these are all $1. When was these published? So this is 10. So I guess they were trying to like, you know, scalped. I didn't get scalped. The whole idea doesn't appeal to me. So when those were on sale, I didn't get them. Plus, you know, I got like a lot of Vertigo books when they were on sale. Buffy, and you know, they're on sale every so often on Comixology. And so that's how I read the Swamp Thing by Alan Moore, which was really good. And then I read I actually bought the hardcover of The Sandman, Neil Gaiman's The Sandman in Spring Green when I was there like a year or so ago when I went to the House on the Rock for the first time, even though I've lived in Wisconsin my whole life. So Spawn #1, ages 4 and up. Warning, contains small parts. Huh. Well, maybe somebody took the small parts out already. Maybe this was like part of a toy or something, and the comic book was just part of that. And that's what the warning is for small parts. But it's interesting that it's 4 and up. Ages 4 and up. Yeah, I've never read a Spawn book. I saw the movie. Yeah, what can we say about that movie? Godzilla vs. Hero Zero. Dark Horse Comics. That could be good. Who is it? Yuri, Ishida, and Miller. Huh, interesting. I read a couple of Godzilla comic books when Marvel was publishing them back in the 70s. Oh, that's kind of a nice shot of Godzilla coming out. Love my Godzilla. Love Gamera even more. See, Teen Titans, #1. $195. So, Yeah, where does that place it? Like mid-90s? Yeah, I can't always find like the little place where they have all of their publishing notes. A lot of times it's on the first page, but it isn't here, so I'm not sure when that's from. Kind of cool art. Kind of reminds me of a 90s video game. Like, you know, brick walls were easy to make. And what's this one? Rocket Raccoon Grounded. Bonus Digital Edition. So yeah, this is Marvel Now, so this is from a few years ago. This is a direct edition, so it's not special like the one that came in the Loot Crate. Here we go. This one was, oh, this was February 2017. Huh. So that's a really recent one too. That's interesting. And then here is the Loot Crate Special Edition. Oh, it's sealed. So I'm not going to open that up. If this is worth anything, let me know. Make me an offer. Okay, and I think that's going to wrap it up for this edition of Breakout. I don't know when I'll do another one, but it was a lot of fun. I love going through those. Focus. And you can see I got a lot more cubes to break open at some point. And yeah, when I was trying to zoom, I got this little box here now. Okay, so remember to like the video, subscribe, and keep reading comic books. Let me know what you thought of this. I don't know how well it worked being on the floor and stuff, but I wanted it to be more fun. I wanted it to be more fast-paced, but I've almost gone a half an hour, so I have to learn to compress. So anyways, love you guys. Talk to you soon.